I have really exciting news. I'm hosting a dinner party. Admittedly, that's not really that exciting, but I have to be honest, I waited again until Sunday to film this, and all week I was excited about this dinner party, and I had so many ideas that I wanted to share on like how my friendships have evolved and what I consider to be a friend and like all of that stuff. But it has been so stressful. I moved here less than a month ago, but we've just been like in the process of installing stuff, and this has just been like a crazy weekend. Like, my brother helped me install a desk that mounts on the wall yesterday, which is super cool, and I had to run to Ace Hardware to pick up the desk, and then I had to go to Lowe's, and the people at Lowe's were mean, and then I had to run to my friends to get a saw because we had to cut the desk, and I had a little lesbian moment. And then we swapped out the hi-hats in the apartment for dimmable LEDs because the lighting was too bright. And today I picked up a really cool chair that I found used off Facebook Marketplace, and it took the whole day. And now I'm just tired, and my reserves are very low, and I'm pretty spent, and I just want to kind of pick a topic, which to me, I'm just going to talk to you about my dinner party. I said in my 2022 goals video that I wanted to host dinner parties, like just start doing that, and I'm excited that this is going to be the first one. It's more like an apartment warming party than like a small dinner party per se. I'm inviting a bunch of people who I know. Well, obviously I know them. Why would I invite people who I don't know? But yeah, let's talk about it. I scheduled this apartment warming very strategically because I knew from my experience in my last apartment and just knowing myself as a human being, I will wait until as long as I possibly need to finish getting comfortable in a place, because getting comfortable and buying the right furniture and figuring out what style I want to go with, these are things that kind of intimidate me and confuse me, and I never feel like I do that great of a job. So I put pressure on myself, and I was like, okay, we're hosting a dinner party in March. That way I have a few weeks to get everything together and put my life together and get it out of boxes and onto the walls and start to like breathe life into this place. Also, one of my closest friends is leaving for medical school at the end of this month, or at the end of March, and I want to have like everybody together and celebrate. So the theme that I chose for my first dinner party is BYOJ, which stands for Bring Your Own Joy. And that means whatever the guests take it to mean. I'm not defining it and I'm not expanding on it. Joy could be your favorite meal, a snack that has a lot of positive memories for you, your favorite drink to make or have. It could be bring nothing. It could be bring laughs and good energy, or bring a board game or something like that. And I haven't really like outlined the party yet, but what I want to do is kind of use it as a forum to celebrate all the people who show up and who come together, because everyone who I'm inviting brings joy into my life and has made some form of an impact on my life. And the cool thing about hosting your own party is that you get to make it whatever you want it to. You get to theme it whatever you want. You get to tell people when they come, when they go, what it's going to be all about. You get to kind of control all of that, and not that I'm trying to like control everything, but I get to be sentimental if I want to, because it's my apartment and it's my party and I kind of set the rules here. So I didn't tell anybody this, but I am going to go around the room and I'm going to ask everybody to explain or describe like what they brought and why it brings them joy. Like, what's the memory behind that object? And I also want to use it as a forum to go around the room and make it a point to be like, you guys all bring joy to my life. Like, the joy for me is being able to invite everybody who I know and love into one room and share that space and that good energy with everybody around me. The way that I view friendships and who I constitute a friend and the role that they play in my life has changed so many times over the course of my relatively short existence. You know, I've gone through periods where I want a massive group of people around me, and I don't care what we're doing, I just want accessibility. I want to know that if I'm bored or lonely, I can call somebody and fill that time and distract myself. I've gone through phases where I only have one or two core really deep friendships, which, to be fair, you could kind of say is the case now. I just have a wider net or circle of people outside of those individuals. And I've gone through periods of my life where I've just felt really lonely when I'm especially growing or going through an awakening, or like when I was coming out, like these very transformative times in my life where I'm like, I don't know how anybody around me could relate to this. Like, some people understand the mental health struggles that I face and some don't, but like if you're not in my brain. So it's changed a lot. Now that I'm on the other side of that struggle, at least this one, I know I'm bound to have more struggles in my life, but now that I'm on the other side of this intense kind of battle in my life, and I'm in a new apartment and I'm in a new space, and I do really truly feel like I've reset my life in some sort of way, I've become very much increasingly aware of the value of having a tribe. And more importantly than that, I've sort of randomly, kind of like all at once, realized, wait a minute, I have a tribe. Like there is, and it's kind of like a phenomenon that I don't think you think of, or most of us think of on a daily basis when we're just kind of like going through the routines of our day-to-day life. But I've had friends pass, young people pass through suicide or car accidents or just like kind of dramatic, unplanned events. And you kind of just see in those ways how many people are able to come together and the true impact that we all have on each other that we don't necessarily think about or even realize if we do think about it until something insanely bad happens. And I think, obviously, I kind of got on the other side of my struggle, but that was an insanely bad set of feelings. And it made me really aware of who was around me for that. And it also made me really want to celebrate the people around me for that purpose, for that reason, and say, wait a minute, like I'm not alone. And I think a lot of times we don't think we have anybody, even if we know we have somebody, right? Like you could be like, I don't really feel like anybody really knows me. And I say that a lot too, mind you. Even though I have 2 close friends who know me very well. And I know that my family loves me. And I know that there are people out there who do care for me. But you don't really think about those things until the shit hits the fan, or God forbid, something happens and you lose somebody. And then all of a sudden it just becomes so aware to you in these, unfortunately, a lot of times moments that are driven by a full realization of your mortality, just how many people care for you. And that's honestly why I want to have this dinner party. I want to have this dinner party because it's a tendency that I have, which I don't think is atypical. I think it's something, like I just said, that is shared by many people, where we don't really think about how many people love us and value us and the impact that we've had on other people, and how that goes both ways, the impact that I've had on other people and the impact that they've had on me. And to be able to share my space in this room with people who have had an impact on me, and to be able to go around and say, you bring me joy, and you've known me for this long, but this is the impact that you've had on me. I'm realizing now that there is a tribe, and it's not something that I think about on a daily basis, because I'm never really communicating with more than 1 or 2 people at a time, rarely even on a daily basis. So I kind of forget that people care for me, and I forget that if something happened to me, or if I moved, people would miss me. And I am, for I think a bunch of different reasons, also becoming really just more consciously aware of my mortality. I'm just watching my parents get older, and every time I go home, I can kind of, see new wrinkles or see that they're kind of slowing down in their energy. And I'm just becoming very aware of my mortality and the fact that nothing in this life and in this world is promised to us or guaranteed. And I think it is, at least to me, really important to celebrate the people around me and to celebrate life and to honor that journey and to show appreciation to the people who have had an impact on my life, because I know that people don't think that they have had an impact on me when they very clearly have. And it's nonchalant, a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? It's not like tons of people have saved my life, but everyone has had at least a few percentages or notches of impact on my life and my trajectory in this life and my energy to move forward in this life. And all of that cumulatively means so much. And I'm realizing that I don't need to do this alone, and I don't need to think of my life as me versus the world. It's me with all the people who love me, because there are a lot of people who love me. And there are a lot of people who love you, whoever's watching this. We just don't think about it. And so that's why I'm hosting this dinner party. Yeah, it's helped me get my furniture a little bit more put together, but I really want to share this apartment, and I'm moving things and I'm getting things because I want to share this with people, and I want this home to be inviting, and I want it to be a place where we can all celebrate together. And I want to show people how much I care for them, and that I will be there for them in the same ways that they've been there for me. So I'm excited. I'm having it in 2 weeks. I've been really busy. I have a couch now. I have a coffee table now. I have a table that's installed into my wall. I caught a cool I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's called a Pasana chair, or a Papasan, something like that chair. It's really cool. You just lounge in it and read today. Yeah, so it's coming together, but I'm just so excited to celebrate my tribe. And it's something that I'm going to continue to do in a smaller format. I don't need to have 15 people here once a month, but I want to share my life and celebrate my life with people around me who have made me feel less alone in the world. And that's something that's become really important to me. It's always been important, but now I'm consciously recognizing the value in showing people you matter to me, and this is why. And this is how I'm going to show you that you matter to me, outside of just being a good human being and a good friend. So I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm really excited about it. And I'm happy I could share that with you. I'm going to wrap up the video here. I love you, and I appreciate whoever watches these while I have no idea who I am or what I want to do or why I'm doing this. But it doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate you too.